Thanks for looking at the channel again today and following that APC build we're doing for the GHQ Micro Armour Vietnam War. And what I've gone and done is just taken some of the APCs off the little bamboo sticks that we originally sprayed them on, put them on bottle caps. So we're going to sort of do sort of two different ways. You can sort of leave them on there if you want and do them, but anyway, we'll get straight into it. And we're going to do a bit of a muddy sort of effect down the side of them. And our first colour for that is going to be chestnut brown. And I'm just going to use a number one brush, but it's an old one. It's sort of getting a bit daggy and a bit tired, so I'll just get a little bit of that brown out. And then these guys here on this stick, I'll just pick up a bit of that brown, and I've just got my tray just here, and I'll just put a little bit of water with it, and then I just want to work down the sides of the vehicle, just give them that dirty look. Not going too hardcore with it, but just sort of changing that colour a bit. And then the same thing down the other side. And I just looked through some Vietnam War books and have a look at photos, just put some photos out in front of me as a reference material, and plus some of my own photos, and yeah, just go from there. So give them a bit of a little bit of that sort of mud look. It doesn't have to be too neat. Oh, well, I don't make it too neat for sort of this stage. I want it to be a bit dirty, and the other way to do it is just put them on bottle tops and just paint them up like that. Try and get into those areas that maybe I didn't get the spray paint into, so just work a bit around it. Right, so that's the idea there. So go across, just keep whacking that paint in there with a bit of water. Make them look a bit muddy. Now, you can super detail these models if you want, but for this Vietnam series I'm doing, I just want that in combat sort of look. So I'll put them aside. I'll just quickly rinse that brush out in a little bit of water. And then the next colour we're going to move on to is, some of them we put 50 cal machine guns on, so you can see a couple of 50 cal machine guns there. And for them, I'm just going to use gunmetal grey. And we're just going with a P54020 brush. So it's not the finest brush, but it'll be okay with the 50 cals. So just bring this one up. A little bit of paint. Excellent. Now you can also, there's a cable here at the back of the vehicle. If you want, you can sort of just drop a little bit of paint on that if you want a little bit of colour on it. Yeah, of course, optional, small model. Do another 50 cal. So just give that a little bit of colour on a small model. So go through and do all that gunmetal grey across them all. I'll quickly rinse out that brush, and then I bring in two that I've already had their 50 cals painted off camera. And the next colour that I'm going to do is on these ammunition boxes and the jerry cans on the back of the vehicles, fuel cans. I'm just using a green, like a shadow green, which is like a bit of a brighter sort of colour green. If it wants to work. and I've just changed to a 5-0 brush. So I pick these guys up, and yeah, normally I do a whole swag of them at once. And just this ammunition box on top of the vehicle, attached to the 50 cal, and just across the front here on that shovel, there's a shovel there, it's a bit hard to see, but and then there's some tools on the back here. Just give them a little bit of colour. And on the back here, there's a couple of jerry cans either side of the vehicle. I'll just give them a little bit of colour. So the same again on this vehicle, 50 cal. That shovel across the front, just on the handle, the tools across the back. I'm only doing this just to give them a little bit of colour, and because they're so small and don't have much colour like most military vehicles. So get that on there. And I'll give that brush a rinse because I'll in just some water, just washing out water because I'll use it again. And then the next thing I want to do is I'll use a blue. And with the blue, I'm just touching these lights here, just on the front of the vehicle. There's a light cluster. So a little bit of blue on there. I'm not going to do vision ports. I'm not that skilled, and you don't really see them at this scale, but I'm sure we'll do it on another video. So a bit of blue there, just for those headlights. I'll go across and do everything with that blue. Then I'll grab a white. And next to that blue, I'm just going to do a little dot of white. And that's going to give its headlights that little bit of paint there I'll get off after. Same as this one. A little bit of white. And that's just giving us our light cluster, a little bit of colour on them. And then obviously I'll go back and do that across all the vehicles. And the last thing I do is I get an old brush that's fairly wide and sort of roughish sort of bristles on it. And what I want to do is this sort of effect you can see there, where it's highlighted the features of the vehicle and down the side. So I want to do that, and I'll do that across these two vehicles here. And for that, I'm using tan earth. I'll put a bit of tan earth on my, little bit of tan earth in my tray, just up here, and I'll just dip those bristles in it, brush it out a bit. If I'm not sure how it's looking, I'll brush it onto here, and then I just want to go across the vehicles. You'll see how that starts to just highlight some areas on them. And gives them that little bit of a weathering look. Just makes them look a little bit weathered and dirty. that gives them that little bit of dirty, dusty look. I'll do another one. And just highlights some of those features across the vehicle. And then I'll rinse that out once I've finished it. I only rinse that out once I let the bristles get wet. I want them dry. I only want them really dry just to be in the paint. And then to finish off, I'll just put some panel line colour in the vents where the engine is. And I want to try and just get a drop in there. I'm not going for much at all. And then that'll be the paint scheme I use for my M113s for Vietnam. So I'll go along and get all them tidied up, and then we'll put them on the that little thing that spins around. I don't know what it's called, with the infantry, and we'll have a look at them all together. So thanks so much for watching, and thanks for everyone's support, and I appreciate watching the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.